What's going on, everybody? This is not going to be like a super flashy edited fucking video. It's going to be just my reaction to some incredible news that we got today. So I was out like doing like some background work as an actor in a commercial, and so I was gone for most of the day, so I wasn't able to be plugged into the things that were happening at D23. And I, for some reason, thought that tomorrow was when they were going to announce everything. So I got home, I got settled, I finally got to sit down and just chill for a second. I opened my phone, and the first thing I see is like the reveal. Now, what's key about the reveal is that when they announced Adam Driver, I assumed he was playing Magneto, because that's what the rumor was. So I didn't even hear them say that he was playing Sinister. And then after that, I went to like some site because I didn't know all of the actors, so I wanted like a clear list of who these people were. And that's when I saw that like he was playing Mr. Sinister. And I've already made a little reaction video to that, but my God, that's perfect. Like I was so afraid that they were going to screw this up for some reason. I don't know. Because I heard rumors about that Brazilian dude. Excuse me, guys. Pardon me. That Brazilian dude that was nominated for an Oscar this year. I heard rumors that they were considering him to be Sinister, and I didn't like it, because I don't think Sinister should have an accent. And even if the dude can do an American accent, I feel that like there has to be like an authentic sort of old American quality to him, because I mean, just based on the overall origin of Mr. Sinister, like so Darwin was in the 1800s, right? Am I right? That was in the 19th century? Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, so yes, I'm not going to look that up. Whatever. So he's like from like the 19th century. So he like obviously was a geneticist, and then he obviously realized that these mutants that exist in the world, he could farm their DNA to empower himself, and he did. And so, like, that guy needs to authentically be able to represent that kind of a history, And Adam Driver 1000% does. Like, I look at Adam Driver, I'm like, yeah, that's Mr. Sinister. That's Mr. Sinister. So I'm excited about this. So clearly the villain will be Mr. Sinister. So will we even see a Magneto is a question. We'll see if we do. I don't know if we will. We don't necessarily need to see Magneto right away. But obviously, Magneto should exist in the world. Like, he should at least be mentioned. I hope this is not an origin story. I hope when we get to the whatever the universe post Secret Wars is going to be, I hope that it's going to be a universe where the X-Men have already existed. Mr. Sinister has been doing his thing. Emma Frost is involved in some way with the X-Men, either as a villain or as an X-Men. Storm is already part of the X-Men, but maybe she's also, as being part of the X-Men and maybe them interacting with Wakanda, like she has either already formed a bond with T'Challa, or I would be open to them having a relationship develop throughout several films. I would be open to that. I want Rogue to already be part of the team as well. And I want there to be a Gambit. I don't want them... Actually, it would be fine if part of the story was to bring Gambit in. Obviously, we could not have fucking Channing Tatum being like the boyfriend of Indy Navarrete. I mean, he's like what? He's significantly older than her. I mean, that's reasonable, but at the same time, like, I feel like they would need a younger... I don't like... Look... I respect that Channing Tatum was originally cast as Gambit. I respect that he got his opportunity to finally play Gambit. And, you know, it was okay. It was just too silly for me. And I hope they clean that up in Doomsday. We'll see. But ultimately, I just don't think that he's the right Gambit. And I hope that once we get past whatever's happening in the next 2 Avengers movies, in this new movie that's coming out, like when they do introduce Gambit into that universe, that he's not Channing Tatum, he's some other guy. Like maybe an unknown person, like some of these actors they've chosen, people from theater and whatnot. Like that's wonderful. I love that. It's like, yeah, get some fresh people in here, you know? Like, who are these people? I don't know a lot of them that well, but I'm open to them because they all look to be very well cast in their roles. And so I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. So anyway, Sinister's got to be the villain, right? I hope the X-Men are already established. Emma Frost is part of it. Mystique maybe would be working with Sinister potentially. Please do not make Mystique Xavier's sister. That's absurd. I don't know what they were thinking with First Class. That to me is the one like big infraction that film caused that ultimately makes me okay with it. Jennifer Lawrence could have been somebody else. She could have been Emma Frost joining the team, whatever. Like, it didn't have to be what it was. It just didn't work in my mind. Days of Future Past is a great film despite that, though. Anyway, don't make them brother and sister. So Mystique would be working with Sinister potentially or independently against Sinister potentially. She might be with Destiny, honestly. Like, that could be a thing, you know? Because Destiny and Mystique do have that history with Sinister that we saw in the Krakoan age. So that could be included into it. That would be kind of cool. And okay, so we have them, and then we have obviously the core group. I would assume would be Storm, Cyclops, Jean, and Emma Frost. And I'm assuming that there's still more that they're just hiding because you know how they are. There's got to be a Wolverine eventually. You have to have a Wolverine, and I do hope that it is Zac Efron because he's incredibly hot. Which you need Wolverine to be incredibly hot, and he's got the build, and he's got it all, man, and it really works for me. I hope it works. I'm sure they would test him at least, you know. Hopefully that it worked out already or will work out, but I would be open to an unknown. I mean, whatever. I don't think it's hard to get a good Wolverine because you just got to get like an incredibly charismatic, good-looking, athletic dude that's like rough around the edges, but also can be like an incredibly like strong leading man. So there's a lot of those guys in the world. So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a Magneto. Let me see what else we have. So this girl, let me see. Her name is Maya Boyd. Maya Boyd is Storm. This girl, I like her. I think she's beautiful, obviously. She's got that great hair that's going to translate really well into Storm. And she's got the acting chops, you know? Like, she's got everything that you want Storm to have. And she looks relatively young, which is cool. I like that they're going young because they have long-term plans. So these people are going to age up, you know? And, like, let's follow them for the next 20 years. If you do this right, X-Men 97 Season 2 second half, then last 2 episodes, then if you do this right, this could go on for a very long time. And the casting is telling me you're doing it right. People seem to be excited. I just did a quick view on TikTok. People are excited. So let me just go through the cast real quick again. Of course, we have Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. Everybody knows this. Perfection in my mind. I didn't like that she killed some people or whatever in No Way Home. I'm sorry, not No Way Home. Homecoming, not Homecoming. Brand New Day. I didn't like that she killed that one, or seemingly killed that one dude that she had walk into traffic. Like, that was a little much. But yes, Dark Phoenix seeds I'm okay with. Not the Psyche stupid origin, but like, she has herself a side that the Phoenix could then explore and turn into Dark Phoenix. If they ever do that story right, which please stay away from Dark Phoenix for a long time, because there's so many other really good X-Men stories to tell. Anyway, Sadie Sink, fantastic. Kid Connor, Cyclops, really like that kid. He's got a great build. He's got a great face. He's got charisma. People seem to like him from the show that I will eventually watch, because it's like a gay show. I'm gay, so it's like a gay young couple romancing. That's really why I stayed away from it. It's like, older folks, even if you're straight, like, how much do you love watching like young, like, straight people, like, in college, like, hooking up and falling in love? Like, it's fun, but you're also in a different stage of your life. At least I am, so I wouldn't necessarily gravitate towards that, but I will watch it now because I want to see what this guy can bring to the table. I have faith that Marvel did the right thing. He seems like a really good fit for Cyclops. Cyclops is an incredible character. He's one of my favorite X-Men. Magneto is my favorite. Then you've got like Cyclops and Storm, and then you've got like Jean and Wolverine and Rogue and Gambit. But really for me, like, Cyclops is like right below Magneto. And I love them both. And I love Cyclops. Like, if you follow Cyclops' story from the beginning throughout the comics, like, it is so good, man. And for me, this is his basic story. Orphaned, lost his brother, a mutant, everybody hates him. He's taken in by the school. He really, like, connects with Xavier as a father, so he's willing to follow his lead. He eventually sees the cracks in that. Eventually Xavier dies. Eventually, Cyclops is possessed by Apocalypse. And I think that, to me, is the moment when he started to change. Like, he felt a darkness when I think that happened. And then because of that, he became like this like, almost like extremist leader for the cause of the X-Men, of mutants. Willing to cross lines, like, willing to go to dark places. And I was like, cool. Like, if you look at the overall narrative arc of Cyclops, like, yeah, that's what's going on here. Like, this guy was broken, and then he was kind of healed, and then in the healing process and his ability to fight against the things that broke him, like, he broke in a different way, but he's still strong. But the breaking has taken him down a path of darkness at times that, was really compelling to read. And then I love where he's landed. He's kind of a mix of it all now. I really like him now in the Krakoan age. When I say now, I don't talk about post-Krakoa, because I really don't like post-Krakoa. This is very superficial, but I really dislike Cyclops' new costume. And I think Ryan Stegman is the one that designed it. And I'm sorry, Ryan Stegman, but I do not like that costume. I do not like it. I do not think it's... Like, after that blue, that, like, that sort of variation on the Bendis Uncanny X-Men, like, like the one with that then had, like, the stripe, like, all the stripes in it, and it was, like, it had the head covering, and initially had the X visor, but then in the Krakoan age, he just had a normal silver visor, and the costume was blue, and it had, like, the gray lines. That looked fucking sweet, man. That might be one of my favorite looks. I do really, really like Phoenix Cyclops. I love that. And I love all of Cyclops' looks except for the current one. I'm sorry, Ryan Stegman. But anyway, like Cyclops is going to be represented well, I think, by Kit Harington. And then we've got Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. Man, if you guys haven't seen, like, Ready or Not 1 and 2, like, those movies are just crazy stupid, and they know it. So that's part of the fun of it. And she's great in both of them. And then they killed her at the beginning of Scream 6. She was a great, like, first opening death for that. And when you think about her playing like Emma Frost, like, I mean, could it get more perfect than that? It couldn't. I love it. I love it. India Navarrete is Rogue. I made an individual video about her as well. Love it. Like, she was so good in Obsession. She's such a great actress. She's got so much charisma, and I think she could really do a good job with this character. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. And that's it. Just perfect casting. Christopher Abbott as Professor X. I didn't know who this guy was. Now, I had heard that Aubrey Plaza, who had lost her previous husband, who died like about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, she then married this guy. And now he's been cast as Professor X. Now, I trust Aubrey Plaza's taste. Like, I mean, she's like a beautiful woman. She's got oozing sexual charisma. So you know she's going to get like some fucking top shelf beef on top of talent. And I'm sure she did. I've never seen anything he did, but I'm sure he is the guy. So I'm happy with that. And then Maya Boyd is Storm. I already mentioned her. I like her, that she's from theater. I like that she's unknown. She's beautiful. She fits the part. And, you know, a lot of people online have wanted a darker skinned Storm. And I believe this fits the bill. You know, it's important to people because, like, what Hollywood used to do was, like, whitewash the world, obviously. And, like, when they did allow any black people into their films in any kind of capacity, aside from, like, just being completely, like, mocked as, like Gone with the Wind, a mockery of a human being, they were usually lighter skinned. So there's always been this movement within the black community of like being represented throughout the entire spectrum of the shades of the black community skin. And so there has been a movement to have black women represented with darker skin. I mean, there are people, obviously Lupita Nyong'o is fucking gorgeous and an uber talent. She's brings amazing gravitas to every role she plays. In the Odyssey, like Helen of Troy, fucking tens across the board, you know what I'm saying? And but we don't have enough of that, and it's great. People were talking about wanting a darker skinned Storm, so she is, and she's beautiful, and she's young, and I think it's gonna work. And I think with the dude that they cast as T'Challa, who I became a big fan of after not necessarily Alien, what was the most recent one? Alien something. The most recent Alien movie. David Johnson. Alien Romulus. What made me a fan of his was The Long Walk. I don't know if you guys have seen The Long Walk. I don't think I could see The Long Walk often because it's like hard on you ultimately, because it's like what you're seeing is like rough, but nonetheless the movie is a really good fucking movie, and it's based on a Stephen King story, a short story, and he was really good in that. So he's going to be the new Black Panther. I think this is going to be a great pairing. I think it's going to be a fantastic pairing. I really hope, I mean, not I really hope, I know that in this next phase of Marvel, once these two Avengers films end and the mutant saga begins, where the focus will be the mutants throughout the Marvel universe, I have no doubt that they are going to explore the T'Challa and Aurora romance, maybe ultimately marriage, because that shit was fucking dope in the comics. Like, it was fucking awesome. I don't think anybody had any problem with that. It was so good. And then it's been so good since the breakup, but then the ultimate, like, reconnection. Like, it's been so good. Like, it's such a good dynamic. Like, if to not exploit that in the films would be irresponsible, to be honest. And that doesn't mean that she leaves the X-Men, because she has to be with the X-Men. Just like Wolverine has to be with the X-Men. Even though he's got his own adventures and all this bullshit, like, he's got to be with the X-Men, but he can't be the fucking star of the X-Men. That's got to be Cyclops. Cyclops is the top of the top. And then below that, right below it, like an inch below it, is Storm and Jean. Right below. And then below that is everyone else. And that's how it is. But Cyclops is at the very fucking top. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's been. That's the way it will be. And I love it. Because he's a fucking great character. God damn, I love that guy. Adam Driver, Sinister. I'm going to just finish this video by once again gushing on fucking Sinister. Oh, damn. Like, I was really concerned they were going to get this wrong. Like, if you're going to do Sinister, like, don't make it silly. There cannot be a second of silliness in that character. It has to be like the Joker being played by Jack Nicholson in Batman 89. Like, it has to be like that. Because Jack Nicholson was the Joker. You know, it was like the maniac that is the Joker was in him. Like, it wasn't just like he's got a big smile and he's silly and he's a psychopath. It was like you could see he was thinking like the Joker. And because it was taken so fucking seriously, it was great. Everybody bought it. So if you're gonna do Mr. Sinister, and I hope they do the cape and shit, figure out a way to make the cape, god damn it. Figure it out. Figure out a way to fucking make it so the audience is like, sure. Figure it out. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. The whole thing is like, I'm excited that Sinister can be... Okay, yeah, let me finish my thought. It was basically like, you could get it wrong, but god damn it, if you get it right, fuck. And I think this is going to happen. I think we're going to get it right. I'm really excited. This is going to be really good, guys. This feels like a new chapter. It feels like when House of X, Powers of X dropped. It feels like that. That's what it feels like. Like, when that happened, I felt like, okay, things are going to be okay. Because, like, right now, the comic's bad. Sorry, everyone involved in the comics. The art, generally good. Even though I don't like Ryan Stegman's Cyclops, I like his art, and I do like his art in the X-Men books. I do. Because he's a great artist. Period. And so are most of the other people involved in drawing these books. So the art is top-notch no matter what. I'm seeing amazing covers. I'm seeing great stuff. It's just the storytelling is not good. I'm sorry to all the writers. The storytelling is not good. You did not do a good job. This was a terrible thing to... If you're going to get rid of Krakoa, fine. If you're going to get rid of Krakoa, you better have a better story popped up immediately after to show us why it was worth getting rid of Krakoa, and they did not. And that is it. That is it. So the comics are meh. And then when it comes to X-Men 97, I have yet to put up my review of 8 and 9, and the reason why I didn't do 8 was because I felt conflicted after 8, and I didn't want to just have a video doing some exploring that. I wanted to wait for 9 and then see how both of them landed the season. And therefore, I have mixed feelings about it, and I will explain it in that video. Stay tuned for that. But as of right now, like, X-Men 97, I love the animation. It's beautiful. The storytelling has been great for most of it up until the last 2 episodes. And there's reasons for that, because they've got rid of Beau DeMayo, which was really fucking stupid. Like, it's just like when they fucking, like, fucked with Jonathan Hickman when he was doing House of X, Powers of X, when he was doing Krakoa. Like, when they fucked with his shit. Like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? These are the people that are, like, innovating at a level that's actually moving everything forward. It's like progressing your IP. So now you have more to fucking sell people on. You can sell people fucking... like t-shirts with people with the designs from each era now, including the Krakoan era. You know, that's like a signature era. So it's just the whole thing is really just disappointing that it's been the way it's been. They've made some mistakes. They made a mistake with Jonathan Hickman. They made a mistake with Beau DeMayo. Like, they made an incredibly huge mistake with Beau DeMayo, because Beau DeMayo is the reason why anyone has talked positively about the X-Men at all in the last like post Krakoa, basically, like, and even the tail end of Krakoa, like the last half, not everybody was talking good about Krakoa. And really, for me, when it all went downhill was like Judgment Day, and they killed off Magneto, because at that point they had X-Men Red with Magneto and Storm running Arakko, like the Mars mutant planet. And that was such a fucking good book. It was like so good. Like I couldn't wait to read the next issue. I was like, fuck, this is great. Storm and Magneto running Arakko. Fuck. And then they killed Magneto. What? Why? What? They're telling a really good story in that book. Like some of the best storytelling we've ever seen in the X-Men. And then you're just going to ruin it? They did that before with Magneto when he was doing his solo Magneto series with Cullen Bunn, which was exquisite up until that one crossover where everybody switched from evil to good. Oh my God. They ruined that book. After that, it was never, like, it just like went fucking completely off the rails. I was like, my God, that was another book where I was like, every month I was like, I can't wait to read the next issue. And then that happened and it was like, dead. Same thing happened with fucking with X-Men Red, man. They killed Magneto Judgment Day because they wanted to have a crossover with the Eternals because the Eternals had a movie. I guess they needed to remind everyone that the Eternals existed or something. And because of that, it really screwed up the Krakoan age. And then they got rid of it. The whole thing was really dumb. But anyway, like, they fucked up the comics. They fucked up the cartoon so far. I hope they can bounce it back in season 3. But Beau DeMayo is making like top shelf shit. And now at the end of this season, like the last couple episodes were just a cartoon. That's what the last 2 episodes were. They were just a cartoon. Just like most of What If was just a cartoon. You know, just like Marvel Zombies is like a cartoon. That's what the last couple episodes of X-Men 97 were. They were like a cartoon. The entire first season, aside from the the Mojoverse episode in season 1, aside from that one, and maybe the Madeline Pryor episode as well, all of those episodes were like top shelf storytelling. It was like perfection. Like the visuals with the storytelling, it was perfection. And then we got some really strong opening stuff to this season. Apparently it was supposed to be 12 episodes of X-Men 97 season 2. So we only got 9. They took out the part where Xavier was going to become Onslaught, I believe, is the rumor. And these last 2 episodes, like the things they did in them were mind-boggling, to say the least. And you know, it's like, so they've kind of sabotaged the books. I don't know why. And now they've sabotaged the cartoon that was doing really well and really had turned things around for the X-Men IP, because, you know, Marvel had, when Fox owned the film rights and Marvel was owned by Disney in 2010 when Disney bought them, for those 10 years up until they bought Fox, they didn't own X-Men film rights nor the Fantastic Four. So they basically buried them as an IP because they didn't want to market characters they didn't own the film rights to. And when they finally got them back, in my mind, the first thing that they did was they had Jonathan Hickman reinvent the X-Men in a way that was so captivating. People were talking about the X-Men again. And people were talking about the X-Men across all of like pop culture, zeitgeisty channels across YouTube that never talk about comics or the X-Men. They were talking about House of X, Powers of X. And it was like a moment. And then they didn't let Jonathan Hickman finish his story properly. And then there was still hope with Jerry Duggan, but I think Judgment Day screwed everything up, and then the mandate to get rid of Krakoa screwed everything up. and that's just the way it went. But I liked what Jerry Duggan was doing, especially with his solo X-Men series. I mean, I really liked his planet-sized X-Men, and the planet-sized X-Men where the first Hellfire Gala took place, where they fucking terraformed Mars. Like, that was the big event in that book. They terraformed Mars with like their like all of the fucking Omega powered mutants, like 7 of them, Magneto, Storm, Iceman, and others. Oh yes, reality warping ones as well. They terraformed Mars, and it was so epic. And that's when X-Men Red started, which was edge of my seat shit with like Storm being the region, and then Magneto like being there too. Oh, it was so good. And then the stuff that was happening in the solo X-Men book was really good too. And I really liked Immortal X-Men. Like, there was so much good shit. And then Judgment Day happened, and then the mandate to get rid of Krakoa. They had that I think it was the 3rd or Hellfire Gala, where like they basically get rid of Krakoa. And then they had like sort of like the tie up to all of it, and it was really strange, but I mean, it was kind of cool too. And but then ever since that, it's been, and in my mind, they could have always just had an X-Men team operating out of the mansion, and had a book just being basically the classic X-Men book, a team operating out of the mansion, and then every other book deals with Krakoa. Like Krakoa proper, Arakko, and then sort of like some of the various books that kind of hover, like X-Force being the CIA, and then X Factor being kind of like the police force almost, and that would be cool, you know. Like, you could have had that and it would have been fine, but they didn't. They decided to just get rid of Krakoa. So they sabotaged the books. They got rid of Beau DeMayo because he liked to post half-naked photos of himself online. Like, we're in 2026. This guy is, like, incredibly attractive. He is proud of his body and he wants to show it off. And people are so fucking stupid that they feel threatened by something so nothing. And they get rid of, like, this great creative force that was making something that was turning things around for them. And then because they did that, we got the last couple of episodes, which if you're on fucking Twitter or TikTok, like, the people talking about X-Men are like not happy. And that sucks because people were so happy. But now we have this news of these new cast mates representing this new cast and this new era for the X-Men. I'm excited. It feels like when House of X Powers of X came out, it feels like hopeful. Even if the cartoon just tanks after this, like, there's still hope for the films, and that's good. Because if we see some films that finally feel like X-Men films and not like Fox X-Men films, that's going to be really cool. Because X-Men 97 captured the X-Men, and if you can capture that in a film, let's go. And I feel like we will, you know? So I'm looking forward to this. This is very exciting. I'm glad that there's always at least something good in the X-Men. But fuck, I mean, Marvel, I mean, if anyone in fucking Marvel happens to be interested in watching my videos. Now, I saw I think it was like a year or 2 years ago, you guys had like some X-Men event at some Comic-Con thing. And there was a place, and it was called Lair X. And I think the reason why you didn't call it X-Lair was because you know that that's mine. I came up with X-Lair first. So you can't just take X-Lair. But I do like that it was considered, and that's why you called it Lair X. And that means you know about me. And that's why I'm going to say this to you, okay? Bring back Beau DeMayo. I'm serious, guys. Him showing his titties and his ass, that's not serious. It's 2026. That's not serious. The guy's got nice titties and nice ass. Sorry. He's got an attractive face and he's got a nice body. And that's something that people should be proud of, and they should be able to show it off. He's not showing his weenus. He's not showing that to you. You don't have to be looking at his OnlyFans. And as far as I know, he did not show his weenus there, but maybe he did. And if he did show his weenus, it's just his weenus. We all got one. It's fine. It's behind a paywall. Like, he's being respectful. Like, what the fuck? Who cares? But you've sabotaged yourselves. Imagine the quality of X-Men 97 if Beau DeMayo was allowed to continue the story he had in mind. Stop everything you've done. Now. Stop the animation, just like you did with Daredevil. Throw out the episodes that you have done for X-Men 97. Bring Beau DeMayo back. Let him write season 3 and be done with it. Put this bullshit aside. Be done with it. This is crazy. You have sabotaged yourselves. You sabotaged yourselves once by ruining the IP of X-Men because you did not own the film rights. And you owe it to fans. You owe one. You owe a big one to fans. You owe a big one to fans. And it's this one, Marvel. It's this one. Bring back Beau DeMayo. Bring him back. This is crazy. Like, put all the bullshit aside. Get fucking key people into a room and have everybody apologize to each other and say, we're going to move forward. We're going to make it fucking awesome. Season 3 and beyond. And it's all yours, Beau DeMayo. Do with it as you please. Because you fucking proved yourself with season 1 and the first few episodes of season 3. Imagine if we saw his season 2 and then his season 3. Oh, man. You guys really screwed up. Look, these guys that did the What If show sucks. There are comics. There are What If comics that are fucking epic. Why were those not adapted? Why weren't those adapted? Why did you write this other fucking story with some other fucking shit that people were like, huh? What? What is this bullshit? Whatever. Click off. Why'd you do that? You've got comic books from the 70s and the 80s that are what if stories that were fucking epic and people loved. Why didn't you adapt those? They've proven themselves to be popular. Why didn't you adapt those? So, given that you made a mistake by not adapting those comics and you hired these guys who are like, we're going to come up with our own stories. And clearly their stories were just not as good as the original concept in the comics. They weren't. I watched all of them and they were fine, but they weren't good. I don't want to go back to watch them. There was a lot of season 1 I liked. I did like the Ultron ultimate, like the Infinity Ultron thing. I like that. That was great. But like whatever happened after that was like, what's going on here? And for you then to be like, we're going to get rid of this fucking creative powerhouse and we're going to let these people take over is crazy. Marvel. I love you guys. I fucking love you. I'm a lifelong fucking Marvelite. Motherfuckers, I die on your fucking hill, bitches. I fucking am behind you. Fuck DC. Fuck them in the ass. They might like that, so. Actually, they don't deserve to dislike it. Maybe they're versatile. It's fine. It's good. I'm versatile. Just saying. But, I'm speaking to you from a place of love, Marvel. I'm speaking to you from a place of love. You fucked up when you fucked the X-Men IP for 10 fucking years. You fucked up. And you have yet to make that up. This movie might make it up, but that's not out yet. And it's been a while. And you want people to be excited about X-Men. So, not only do you owe us, the fans, a big one, because you fucked up the X-Men yourselves. And we all screamed, no! As it was happening, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen. Now we're giving you the opportunity to fix everything. We're fine. We're fucking square. If you bring back Beau fucking DeMayo, get key people into a room, have them fucking talk it out, goddammit. Have someone sensible in that room to fucking guide the conversation to a place of fucking peace where everybody says their shit and everybody says this is why, and people are screaming at each other. And at the end of that fucking conversation, they're like, all right, we're ready to move fucking forward. And then Beau DeMayo takes the fucking reins and he doesn't let go. And we all get incredible X-Men cartoons that are incredible X-Men media that will promulgate your films even more because people are that fucking excited about your shit. Please, listen to me. You did good with the casting. You did good with that. But you done fucked up in the past, and you need to make that shit up.